May 2018 horoscopes with me, Lada from astrolada.com. And as you know, the big event in May 2018 is that Uranus, the planet of big revolutionary changes, is moving into a new sign. We're going to speak about that, but mentioning Uranus, we're making a webinar with April on the 6th of May, which is 20% off if you order now, about Uranus changing signs and how it's going to affect you personally. And everyone who participates will be able to receive an email from us with a description of how Uranus will affect them personally, so they don't need to know any astrology and watch this part of the webinar that's most relevant for them. Take your seat on the webinar now when it's 20% off. And also, Levi is making a Vedic astrology foundational webinar for Western astrologers, so you'll be able to incorporate the most relevant, the most easy, but at the same time most productive Vedic astrology techniques into your Western astrology practice. It's a 4-week workshop for $160 only, starting at the beginning of May, on the 5th of May, so check out that webinar as well. And at the end of May, I'm starting my foundational course all about the 12 houses, which is 50% off if you get it now. Again, sorry, not 50%, $50 off, and it's gonna last for 6 months. Check out all those classes. Taurus, May 2018, and of course it is your month, Taurus. The sun is transiting your sign, so new beginnings abound around this part of the year for you. Even if your ascendant is in Taurus or moon, especially if your sun is in Taurus, you're gonna start seeing new exciting opportunities or new directions in your life. And not only that, but and pay attention to those, because this is the program for the next 12 months is being implanted, and you're getting clues about how the next 12 months will proceed from you. And it can be a great time for new beginnings. And I think that actually the new moon in Taurus is around the 14th, 15th of May. Especially after the 14th, 15th of May, you can have tremendous green light from the universe to initiate new beginnings. And a lot of new ideas will come to you around that time, or around your birthday, basically. And you are allowed this month to start new beginnings, because what you start now when the sun is in your sign, the sun tends to give it vitality and longevity, and you can stick with it for a long time. And especially since the sign Taurus is a sign of long endurance and duration, what you start now, you're gonna stay with it for a long time. But I have some tremendous news for you. You know that Uranus is moving into your sign, guys. Wow. This is once in a lifetime opportunity for Taurus, whether it's your ascendant, sun, or moon. When Uranus moves into the sign that it rules, in the sign that your sun is in, or your moon, or your ascendant, you know you're for life transforming changes. And they will happen sometimes over the next 7 years. In May, you might start getting a whiff, because when a planet changes a sign, even if your sun is, say, 15 degrees away, and it's only gonna feel it in about 3 years from now, still, when a planet changes a sign and you have sun, moon, or ascendant there, you're gonna start, at least on the emotional level, on the mental level, to start getting new inspiration. So to feel the change of winds, to feel that something big is shifting, something big is changing in your life. And let me give you an example. Uranus was in the sign of Aries in the last 7 years, and I saw so many Aries people with sun in Aries or ascendant or moon free themselves from stagnation of some sort. And Taurus is especially susceptible to stagnation, because it's a fixed sign, to doing the same thing over and over and over, which is what Taurus is meant to do. This is the energy, but sometimes they've had enough. And sometimes Taurus also needs this kind of boost from the universe to unstick them from a stagnant situation that they themselves cannot change, because they don't know how to. And Uranus is this higher wisdom, this higher different perspective that comes to you, that sweeps you overnight, and one morning you can awake with a very different reality, or very different perception of reality. But starting from May, when Uranus changes the sign, you're going to start getting inklings and feelings, maybe from the middle of May, that something big is shifting. And the big shifts can happen sometimes in the next 7 months. sorry, years, depending what degree your sun, moon, or ascendant is. And of course, if you come to the webinar with me and April, we're going to give you the dates that this is going to happen to you in a personal email and all of that. But just to speak generally about Taurus, revolutionary changes in your life, new direction in the path of your life. Some of you might start getting restless already from May, especially the early born Tauruses, those that are born 20th of April, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, or those who have ascendant or moon in the first 5 degrees. They're going to start feeling that like spring is coming, restless energy, excitable energy, that something big is about to change. And Uranus changes, they come suddenly out of the blue. And they come, you might have thought that for a long time you need to start a new career. You might have thought that maybe you need some new direction in your life or new relationship or something like that, and you envision it that it might happen in some way. When Uranus comes, it comes out of the blue. You know, yes, you might be in need of that big change, but it kind of hits you in such a surprising way, and usually it's even bigger and better than you expected or that you could have imagined. But the initial shock can be even destabilize health and can even destabilize your sanity at some moments, because it's so big. When Uranus transited my sun, which happened a couple of years ago, within a month of this happening, I moved from one continent to another, met my divorce before that, met my new husband, and got pregnant. So the changes are non-stop, and Taurus is a slower sign that needs some kind of, you know, to gradually enter into something. So that's why it can be a little bit like a lightning from the sky that comes from you Tauruses, that shocks you out. And it can be fantastic things, like it happened in my life, you know, depending if Uranus is making good aspects from your sign Taurus. It can be really good things that come to you, but the body reacts the same way to really good things, to death or to birth of a child. The body reacts in the same, or the mind, because it's such a big shift that the physical reaction on the health as well can be very similar, you know. So I'm just telling you, be prepared for the unexpected, but be prepared that your life will be revolutionized. Be prepared that it's not gonna work to stick to your old Taurian ways of doing things the same way over and having comforts from the same thing, because it's a long time cosmically overdue now, and it's actually the perfect timing now, starting from May onwards, for Taurus to have their big sudden jump in life, because Uranus is like a trampoline. It can just make you suddenly jump like that. But if it's making some difficult aspects from Taurus in your horoscope there, it might first go like a big dip before it trampolines you up high into the sky. So for some of you it might come a little bit more shocking, that kind of it brings some destabilization. Anything that you feel familiar and secure with can suddenly just go away, and not anything, at least part of your certain things of your life, you know. But it's very much connected to direction in life, to career, to your purpose and meaning in life. And people that are Tauruses, that are working in anything to do with social media, with astrology, with new technology, with modern and cutting edge innovations of any sort, and science, they can have a sudden rise in their career. If you're in media, you know, if you're doing anything scientific or occult or astrological, or, you know, Uranus rules television as well, can have sudden rise, sudden fame as well. And Uranus is there also to liberate you. So a lot of you, by the end of this period, just like I saw with a lot of Aries who became independent in their careers, they basically took a very independent new direction in life, started their own businesses. For Taurus, a lot of Tauruses can have sudden rise now, or sudden shift and change in direction by starting a new chapter in their life where they're freer, where they're not subservient to someone, where they don't have to answer to someone, where they will rebel and take their freedom back. So a lot of good things to look forward to as well. Okay, enough for Uranus. We'll have a lot of that for the next 7 years, but let's see. There is a very positive aspect happening this month, which is between Jupiter in your 7th house and Neptune in your 11th house. It's a trine. It's a very helpful aspect, which means that you can receive support from in those two houses. So this month in particular, May, this aspect is active for 2-3 weeks in May. It's fantastic month for basically receiving support from friends, 11th house, or from benefactors or like-minded people, being more popular. 7th house is your audience, 11th house is your fans as well, or your friends or people that like you. 7th house is popularity. So you can reach, if you're in some kind of where you need to reach out to groups of people, large groups or one-to-one people, you can have very good results this month. If you have to make a presentation in public, or if you have to influence large groups of people, do something on the internet, on YouTube, you can be very well accepted this month. Others will have very good response to you. Almost like divine help comes to you in regards to those things. If you have to present something to large audiences, maybe a project or whatever it is, it should be very well accepted. Something good can come to you in regards to love and relationships. Maybe a friend can help you sort some problem in regards to committed partnership and relationship, or maybe some 7th house is business partners as well, people you collaborate with to do something together. You can receive help from such people and get very good results by collaborating with others and reach large audiences, or by collaborating with someone someone can help you by collaborating with someone, or your partner, business or marriage, or boyfriend, girlfriend, committed partner, or someone else. 7th house is other people on one-to-one. If you collaborate with them, can help you fulfill some long-term goal of yours and create more gains and income, because 11th house shows gains and income, material things that come to you, rewards for work well done, but you have to do the work with the help of someone else. Or it can help you receive some honor or some recognition by combining your powers with another person. Also very good time for business. Both the 7th house and the 11th house are connected to business, because 7th house is doing exchanges and transactions with others, 11th house is gains. So great time for such activities. Also be as socially active as possible. You will benefit in some way through that. Or if you want to find a partner, maybe go out with friends, or a friend can introduce you to a partner to meet someone new. Or maybe go out in places where like-minded people with mutual interests meet up, on forums, on the internet, or on concerts, or on whatever it is that people get together socially, 11th house, where you can find a partner, business, personal, or support, or help from others, or meet new love interest. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Oh, of course, Mars is going in its shadow phase, and it means Mars going in shadow phase in your 9th house and in your 10th house, which in May, which means actually it's starting in May, a 6-month period that you're going to be, something that's going to happen in May in regards to matters connected to higher education, pre-qualification, travel, foreign countries, teaching of some sort. And after that, it moves to your 10th house, also in regards to your career and reputation. Something will come in May that you have to be working very hard on for the next 5-6 months. That you have to be going over and perfecting and fixing some problems with. There might be some problems with authority figures later on when Mars goes retrograde, or with bosses, or with your career. But ultimately, the final desire of a retrograde Mars, when it goes direct, is that you'd have fixed problems and you'd have moved to the next level in regards to anything to do with higher education, teaching, pre-qualification, foreign countries, and then career, reputation, institutions, bosses, father figures. So there might be problems with those things. All of those things, or some of those things that come when Mars goes retrograde. Now, though, in May, you're setting up the scene for what you have to work on, for what you have to perfect, to put extra efforts in regards to those two houses. So pay attention to the clues. Some new things can come to you through new ideas for teaching, for studying, for pre-qualifying, for traveling, for higher education, for matters concerning your father, for matters concerning your career, for matters concerning your reputation, institutions, peoples in authority. In May, all those things are being set up for you, or in your life. And be as careful as possible how you are, setting those things up, because after that they'll stay in your life for quite some time, because you'll be going over them, and when Mars goes retrograde, and you'll be fixing them and improving them and putting a lot of efforts to bring them to the next level. And there might be some tensions later on with those things, but now you're gonna see what area it's gonna be focused on. But overall, May is quite beautiful month because of this trine between Neptune and Jupiter. Also, you have new beginnings. The sun is in your sign, and Uranus is entering your sign. So a lot of you will start feeling like spring is coming, like awakening is happening in your life, like you're getting excitement for new adventures, new ideas that are gonna take over your life for the next 7-8 years. So thank you.